571 or Rev-Up office numbers are 572-0383 and 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you checking us out on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X, and also on DBS Television. Welcome to Hard Drive for today, Monday, the 16th of June. I'm Andre Paul, the co-host of the show. To my immediate left, none other than the lovely Keena. Keena, good morning to you.
Good morning, Andre. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm well. All is well with you?
I'm doing great, actually.
All right, so let's say good morning to the other great guy, Tony Ball.
Good morning, Andre. Good morning to the listeners and the viewers. We welcome you today, Monday, another marvelous Monday, despite the fact that, it's a Monday, and Mondays, rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Good way to start off there.
The Carpenters, Tony, those songs have a way of hit you in the heart.
Yeah.
It hits you, man. These songs, you feel like you want to cry or something.
Very much so. Long ago, and oh, so far away.
Man,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. Karen Carpenter, she had a way of doing that.
Wow.
Songs just hit you.
Oh, man. They long to be close to you. You know?
Yeah, a whole bunch of them.
They were lyricists after all.
Yeah.
They knew how to put pen to paper and make it matter.
I think Richard probably did a lot of the writing,
strings.
and Karen probably did a lot of the vocals.
She was also a drummer.
Oh, yes, she did. Yes, that's right.
She
That's
was a
right.
drummer
That's
as
right.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not looking at us as though you know what we're talking about.
I don't understand you. Shush.
Yeah, the Carpenters. Of course, you know the Carpenters.
I've played a few songs. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Tony, there was a story I read this morning. We'll get back to other things about two brothers who were involved in some altercation over a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm reading the story and I'm saying to myself, in the first place, Tony and myself would never get in a fight over a cell phone. I would never touch your cell phone. You wouldn't touch my cell phone.
Right.
Much less take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't roll like that.
No, that ain't happening.
We grew up in a house where your stuff was respected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go take Tony's stuff and he wouldn't take my stuff. I mean, there are families who do it and they get along very, very well.
They get along very well. I have to agree.
That does happen.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a line, you know.
Yeah.
If you want something, you have to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to say, Hassani, Abina, Nairobi, they see stuff in the refrigerator and they like to have it. They know I'm most likely to say yes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But they say, Daddy, can I take the thing? Can I have that?
Right.
They still ask.
Yeah.
You know, they're just going to just take things just so.
That's right. Or Andre and Keena, I don't know, you have siblings as well.
Mm-hmm.
What you find is that a piece of your clothing, a shirt, a skirt, or a pants, brothers and sisters just wearing that. You were looking for your pants, your brother don't wear that already.
Yeah.
That never happened with us.
Oh.
Yeah, never.
So your experience is?
Not particularly, not really in our household. We still had boundaries as well in our household. If something belongs to somebody, then whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You ask for it if you want to use it, and that's how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
For some individuals, and it kind of goes off though, because for some individuals, that's how they were raised, and they get into a household or they have other relationships, and because of how they were raised, they bring that same practice into that household, and thereby it can cause confusion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So
we had
really sad. I mean, the guys,
That's definitely sad though.
they said they were arguing for a couple of days over this thing. I guess maybe the other one saying, I said, bring my phone for me, and asking him over and over. I guess no doubt neighbors hearing what's going on, and it just ended up in this unfortunate situation where the guy lost his arm. I mean, imagine, Tony, there's no way, right? No matter what you do to me, I could never resort to behaving like that.
Not at all.
So you have to ask yourself, what's really going on? These people have sound mind or something? Maybe they're not of sound. Maybe one of them was not of sound mind. Maybe
Anger leads someone to do things that they wouldn't do if they were not angry.
Yeah.
And it's important. We've been saying that over the years. We've been saying that for months, that we need to find ways. Conflict resolution right now is very, very important in our society, because some people blow a fuse and there's no going back from
Yeah. Between anger and under the influence as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two are like, wow.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
you're right.
Or a mixture of both.
So, how was your Father's Day, Keena?
it. My Father's Day? It was yesterday, right?
Is your father still alive, Keena?
No, my father died
Oh, how
Yeah.
long ago?
last year.
Oh, that's recent.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
How
My
are you,
fa-
how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Why?
Your father died last year.
He died.
But you okay?
I mean, no doubt yesterday he sort of came back to your mind. That's supposed to happen, right? No?
I had friends over. And that helps. I actually, when I got up in the morning, I looked at my phone. I'm like, okay, Dad, and I went through. And when I realized I was taking it down with spiral, I was like, nah,
Okay.
nah.
Oh,
I put it
That's
away.
that's what we,
No,
I
no,
think
no.
that's what
I
we
put
were
it
asking.
away
Now
instantly, and I was like, nah.
understand. Okay.
nah.
Right, that's what
But I
we
had
were.
friends over from the night before, which was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So they stayed up till about after 8 yesterday. So that was really cool.
And you do invite me
I was in bed most of the time, anyways.
with your friends. With your friends.
Yeah, they were there.
With your
It was
friends?
kind of fun. Yeah, we kind of just chilled. One was on the sofa in the bedroom. and I
Female
was on the
friends?
bed. Yeah, man, a female and a child. Why would you
Oh.
be like a female friend? Like, oh, don't go there. But yesterday was pretty cool for
Yesterday
me.
was
Yeah.
all right.
How about
Okay.
yours? And yours, Andre?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wonderful.
You were at Bellevue
wonderful-
after all.
that's
Do
for sure.
tell us.
I was a few places.
How
as a
was
matter of fact.
Bellevue, man?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay, no problem.
I got a message from Hassani. Hassani was messaging me this morning. And he says to me, "Hey, Dad, are you okay? I sent you a message yesterday." And I don't know how I didn't see that. So I checked this morning, and here's what he sent me. He says, "Happy Father's Day, Mr. Andre Paul. I love you so much. I want you to have a great day."
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
That's
Very
what I'm telling
simple. Very sweet, too.
Now, you contrast that now to Abina,
Mhm.
right? Abina is my first child. So here's what she said to me, and that was really nice. I mean, Hassani was nice too, but this is really, really taking things up a few notches. Happy Father's Day, my precious. She calls me dudes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my precious dudes.
Ooh.
Thank you for loving, caring, and praying for me since my birth.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and you know it's true. I pray for these children every
single
single day. I kid you not. I prefer you too, Tony. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I prefer you as well.
So, hold on. You pray? I mean, seriously?
If I do, even
Knees and thing, or lie down, or
knees.
you go down on your knees and pray?
Oh yeah, man. And I mention your name,
You serious?
Dawn, Jonathan, Rev-Up,
Oh, that's great.
Rev-Up and all.
What?
Yeah,
That's
man.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
Bina
thank you
knows that.
very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Amida, she knows that. She says that you have and did your very best for me, and I'm so lucky to have a daddy as you. I wouldn't change you for anything in the world. And she has a kissing emoji and a hug emoji. May God always and forever be by your side, no matter what. I will eternally love you.
Oh, my word.
And you know what she said to me?
That's deep.
You know what she said to me
That's
already?
deep.
She said to me, Daddy, if you don't get married, I will take you.
Yeah, you did say that some time ago.
No,
If you don't get married, you could come
In
stay
my,
with me.
in my old age. That's what she was talking about.
I figure.
Well, you already know what's going to happen in your old age, but that message she sent to you yesterday was really deep.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
it definitely pulled at your heartstrings, I bet.
Oh, for sure. But you know, I was saying this morning, and I'll continue saying this. Every day should be Mother's Day. Every day should be
Should be
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day. I
This
have
thing
to
about
agree.
what, even to say,
One
even to
day.
say, I don't deserve being taken out and treated all year round. Them kind of licks I take in on behalf of my children. I don't deserve to be taken out at no point in time except Father's Day. That's not right. I think that system is really, really sending us a wrong message. To be honest with you, I mean, because it's obvious I do qualify. I'm not talking about me. I'm just making a general statement when I say I.
What are you
Right?
saying?
A lot of us do qualify to be treated. But I'm saying to you, why do we have to wait until Father's Day? Suppose I die before that now.
I agree if every day should be Father's Day or Mother's Day. Treat your mom and
definitely.
your father with love every single
Yeah,
day.
you have a mother doing a great job. Why can't you take her out for dinner? Take her,
And some
you know?
people do, actually.
Right.
They
Here's,
do.
right. Here's my thing about it. I mean, I always have to find a way. My thing about it is this. Yes, what you both say are facts. every day should be Mother's Day kind of thing, but every day should be Father's Day. You should be treated every once in a while by whether the wife, the girlfriend, whoever, children, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now, society probably just give it a day of acknowledgement.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. That should be wiped off as far as I'm
That's what
concerned.
what you're saying.
Forget
you think
about
it should
that.
be wiped off?
Yeah, because it encourages that kind of behavior. So I'll wait for Father's Day.
You wait for
I'll
Father's
wait
Day
for
to
Mother's
show
Day.
your
Yeah.
appreciation
Yeah.
and
Because it's
and
obvious
shower
the
father and
fathers
mom
do
with all the
deserve
gifts.
being taken out. It's obvious, right? So why wait for Father's Day to do that? So
Okay.
same thing. Same thing for
you
Christmas.
know what that also means too? The businesses wouldn't be making any moolah.
That's
well,
the
no,
thing, you know what
the
I mean?
businesses know how you think, right? They know how you think, and they just give you what you want. It's like the thing about the plaster thing.
Yes.
That doesn't really do anything for you. And the fellow's talking at it.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Oh my gosh.
What?
The business people have to be more innovative than that. Come up with other ideas.
Yeah.
But I do believe that if you have a mom, your mom is still around or your dad is still around, to show them how much you love them in different ways. And some people actually do by constantly saying, "Hey mom, I miss you. Hey mom, I love you," or "Let me cook today," or "Let me clean today."
Exactly.
And they do that, and they do the same thing for fathers as well.
Mhm.
You know.
Let me say good morning to Nancy Graceland. Nancy, he probably does. When we get there, we'll get there. He probably
All right.
does, but you know what I mean?
Okay.
that will never happen. So I was just going to say this just before we move on. We are back with the shout outs. So send your messages,
Oh, yeah,
and we will
totally.
take care of
Yeah.
that at about 11 o'clock or so.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yes.
Thanks
so
for the reminder.
for those of you on Facebook, yes, we will acknowledge your messages. And those of you who would like to send messages on the WhatsApp platform, you're free to do so like as we speak right now.
And let's just remind our listeners and viewers that the prizes which you all won, you will get them most likely this week or
Sometime this
early
week.
next week, somewhere around there, because there's so many prizes and they all
Yes.
have to be collected.
That's
Yes.
right.
You understand? So give us a few days. We know you can't wait.
Yeah. Someone already asked me over the weekend.
Yeah, especially for the cake, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So don't worry. We'll make the announcement. You're all safe. You're all safe.
Andre, while I'm at it, might as well. Nancy Graceland says this. Andre, you must pray for Tony to stop drinking. That's why I said Nancy.
I'm sure he does.
probably does.
No.
You don't?
No.
So you know that's a done deal. You ain't gonna go there.
No, but he doesn't abuse alcohol. He doesn't have a problem.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
only drinks it on a weekend.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's just have funny with his buddies.
Yes. Like last night we were there late, Andre.
I know, and you'll start it early too.
We started early, yes. Afternoon, way up, minutes to 1 o'clock. We left there.
The fellas are so serious. They have a tent now. Eh?
How you mean?
Oh really?
A tent.
Man, right by the house. We put a tent.
I agree. Rain or sun.
Rain or
Under
sun,
that tent.
the show must go on.
Yes.
So Tony, you'll have different hosts or something? Because I mean, you were hosting yesterday,
I host most times because you remember it used to be down by Blau.
right?
That area and so on has now been taken up.
Really?
So yeah, boy. So we had to find elsewhere. So we decided, no, try it by me. But by as you know, by me there, Andre, there's you, there's Josiane, there's Miss Awa,
Yeah.
behind us another house, Vincent. You know, everybody's close by. So the noise that we're making, you know, and I'm like, oh,
And they make a
gosh,
lot of noise.
a
Oh,
lot.
wow.
Let me tell you, a lot.
Till late.
It's bad till late.
Oh jeez, no
The-
consideration
the
for the
choir-
neighbors, huh? Oh, maybe they're used to it by now.
Gosh, I hope
Yeah.
so. What I'm saying
I think
is
it's not a regular thing.
Yes,
so
it's
the
just
neighbors,
one day.
the neighbors
Yeah,
allow it.
most
It's
likely.
just-
Maybe
it's just
they'll
one
join
day.
you sometime. You never know.
Yeah.
Pass by for a drink or two.
We
or
asked
something
Andrew
to
to
eat.
join us a few times.
He did join one time, didn't he?
Yes, and he promised to. Slowly he's here. Slowly
Yeah.
enjoyed it with us last night.
Same yesterday.
Yeah, slowly didn't want to leave, man. That's why I tell you we left there so late, Andre. Minutes to 1 o'clock, we start wrapping up and putting things together and so on. And we went to sleep a
And
little
that was
after 1
from
o'clock.
earlier on in the day, right?
From the afternoon,
Sheesh.
like about 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's not that bad.
You thought it was like a morning thing into the
And
night
even though
time?
it was a morning thing, it happens every weekend. So
Oh,
I mean, just
exactly.
chilling and
So-
vibing is always
exactly.
good.
So let me ask you something. Do you pray? Do you make time
Yeah.
to pray? As Tony asked, on your knees and so on.
It depends. Sometimes on my knees. If
For
I'm in
sure.
bed, I pray. If I'm in the kitchen, I pray. If I'm walking, I pray. If I'm in a vehicle, doesn't matter where I am. I
Okay.
just pray.
Tony, what about you?
How? Well, I have to ask that question first. How do y'all pray?
There's no set way to pray.
That's for you. That's for me. That's why I asked. Let's hear the expert prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
No, definitely not.
Like you have a conversation.
Let me tell you
Yeah, I
something.
just
huh?
have a conversation with God. But the Bible did say there's a particular way to pray to start off. No? Isn't there?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a conversation you're having with,
Yeah, I
a,
just
with
kinda-
a friend.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I'm having a conversation.
All right.
I just
Let me give you a little example.
All
Let me give you a little
right.
example. Siri. So that's how it is.
So you
when
say
you
God?
say Lord God, I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, a formal thing, Heavenly Father, pray for Tony Paul that he stops drinking.
No,
Not like that.
No,
I don't do that.
You just have a real
A
conversation.
Conversation with
A
God.
conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dreams, my desires, my wants, right? Everything.
Giving thanks
Yeah, give thanks
for what
as well.
He's done during the course of the day or the week, or everything over the course of your life, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to you now, Tony. So
Yeah.
I guess you don't have those conversations.
Yeah. Mostly giving thanks. You know, Andre, you know me. I'm not sure Keena does. And I heard you made a statement this morning. People act like they have no. Something you said to what. Thanks for accepting my call. People are afraid to put themselves out there to make
Oh yeah,
themselves
vulnerable.
and so
Yes.
on. Andre, you know, I ain't digging nothing on nothing. I make nothing a problem. So I always give thanks for what I have. What I don't have, I don't know. You understand? But it's always giving thanks, Lord, for blessing me. My health is pretty decent. You know what I mean? I've lived a decent life. You know, so I'm always giving thanks. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the blessings, man. The blessings that you have bestowed upon me. That's
Well,
how I pray.
I do that as well, but I also do a lot of asking. I tell you that.
It's
do.
important
I do a
to
lot
give
of
thanks,
asking.
though,
I
even in
asking
the
for
midst
nothing.
of whatever you're going through. The most important thing is that you're alive and well, and you have food on the table, no matter what it is. And that's important to give thanks. I do ask as well. I do share my goals and my dreams with God as well. And I tell him, it's like, okay, this is what I would love for it to happen. If not, then let your will be done.
Exactly.
And please give me the heads up too.
Okay. let you know this is
Let
what it
me
is.
know this is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tony, well, nice to know that you.
Yeah. And you have a very, as far as I'm concerned, in my own way, I have a very special relationship with the Creator, whom I believe in. That there is a Creator whom I relate to. Absolutely. And I mean, Andre, I love it. What a feeling this is.
Yeah, that's the spiritual side of the human race.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just sad that there are so many people who make very little to no time to have that connection. That almost doesn't exist in their life. I don't know how they make it, to be honest with
I
you.
think for some individuals it's difficult to pray because they don't know how. Because sometimes you hear people say, "How do you pray?"
Yeah.
I don't know how. Or maybe they think, you know what, you need to be praying for
Like what I said
an
earlier?
hour, 2
okay.
hours. Because some people do pray for that long.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
go on and on and on, and they're always reading the Bible. And for some individuals, like, I can't do that. So if I can't do that, maybe there's something wrong with me and I can't connect with God. And they see it as a way, well, you know what, all right, I'm trying, but it's not working. So ugh. And they don't really, they might just say thank you, God, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's move on. Let's move on.
Shall we?
Let's say good morning to the Bagatelle bus drivers.
Good
Especially,
morning.
I was told, especially bus driver M81, who's a regular listener.
Oh.
Okay, so bus driver M81 on the Bagatelle bus route. Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
And have yourself a great day. And thank you
Yeah.
very much for listening. We certainly appreciate that.
Yes.
So let's say good morning also to the folks at the Tomaso Bread Place.
Oh, hey.
Yes,
good
man.
morning, guys.
So today, boy, Yaslin has a lot of stuff there today. Saffron rice, ground provisions, stir-fried chow mein, stewed chicken.
Sheesh.
My favorite, lentils. I love lentils. Don't you
Oh.
love lentils?
I like it.
I love lentils.
I love
I
them,
love
man.
lentils.
Lentils, red beans.
Yeah.
I love those things.
Lentils is my
stick
favorite.
with the lentils.
Yeah, I don't know about all the other
You
things.
like red beans?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love pigeon peas.
Well, you know, I know you always
The fresh one,
I-
the fresh one.
Yeah, I
I
would only eat the
love it.
fresh pigeon peas. I wouldn't eat the other ones.
I
The
love
local
it.
ones,
Very
yeah.
good.
Tony, I could eat that alone on a plate.
The red beans I'll only have if it's in bouillon or something. Other than that, don't put it on the side of my plate. No.
For sure?
I taking
Just
that
drop that there.
anyhow. I taking that anyhow.
I'll have it,
No.
but you know to say I love it. Lentils I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Lentils
like
is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yes.
have it any day.
So well, you can get some today
Yes, yes,
Hi,
yes, yes.
Yaslin.
at the Tomaso
Good
Bread Place.
morning.
So saffron rice, ground provisions, stir-fried chow mein, stewed chicken, lentils, and tossed salad. And don't forget the usual sea moss flavors: coconut, ginger, peanut, and peanut punch, and regular sea moss with flaxseed and chia seeds. Now, talking about that sort of thing, I was reading. Remember, some time ago, I read a story about a tortoise that's 191 years old. This is
About
facts.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, these are facts. Well, this morning I read about another one, and this one is 135 years old.
Wow.
Celebrated his birthday yesterday, 135, and he had his first offspring. Yes, he had his first offspring
135?
at 100.
No way. Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a little bit.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so 135.
Wow.
They said he was born sometime between 1885 and 1890, and he was at he was sent to the zoo, I think, in the Bronx, as in 1929, and then moved over to a zoo in Miami in 1981.
Whoa.
Now, they said he's had several females in his lifetime trying to have an offspring. Now, there's a pic of him and the offspring. They're actually holding the offspring in front of him. His head is looking like he
He's
understands
like,
what's
oh,
going
wow.
on. You know?
That's my child.
Yes, so at 135.
Wow.
And I remember last time I mentioned to you that these creatures, there's a certain diet that these creatures stick to.
Yeah,
and I read it again
yeah.
this morning. I said, let me see if it's any different. The usual thing. They said that grasses, leaves, vegetation, fruits like apples and bananas. That's what they
That's
eat.
what they eat. But whoa, 135 and having your first offering, that's a reminder that no matter your age,
That's exactly what they were
no
saying.
matter the odds, you can still be surprised, right?
Yeah.
135. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think the one that's 191, I think they said he's kind of like lost his eyesight a little and sense of smell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But partner still there.
Still there mating and everything?
Yeah, still
Good
there
going.
mating.
What's his name?
191.
What's his name?
This one is called Goliath. The other one is called Jonathan.
Oh.
Yeah, Jonathan.
I remember Jonathan from the last time. Yeah.
That's right. So again, the whole science thing keeps talking. We keep coming up to the
Coming back
same,
to the same thing.
conclusion. These foods are the real deal. The real deal. The fruits, the vegetables, the nuts and the seeds and the water that we have to drink instead of drinking alcohol. That's what the life really is. Success leaves clues. You see there all the time, right? You look at the people who live, course in the 118, 119.
They say the same thing as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very hard workers, and what they eat was very important as well, sticking to a healthier diet and so on.
The one that we have most recently is a lady from France. She lived to be 122 years plus, I think 100 and something days. Yeah.
And they also speak of just being happy altogether, not being worried about anything. That's very important as well, because you know what stresses does to our body and our minds too.
I read this morning about Estee Lauder. I think the air. They said, what I read this morning is that he used to help his mom pack boxes and things when the business first started, because nowadays the household name.
It's a household.
And he just died on Saturday, age 92. And they asked him, what do you want to be remembered for? He said that I would like to be remembered as a person who listened and I was kind. Yeah, that's what he wants to be remembered for. When you contrast that to other people like the Netanyahus and so on, that just a bad boy.
Yeah.
Bad boy. The fellas, these Israelites, they invaded Iran. The fellas just went into the country and assassinating people.
Why?
Because they say they're the ones funding Hamas and funding Hezbollah and those people. So if they want to eliminate the root of the problem. But I'm saying, maybe you all can tell me. Maybe you all can tell me. What gives Israel the right to do those kinds of things? Just go and just stay assassinating people.
Oh boy.
And like the world is just silent and nobody can do anything about it because America supports them. This is not right, huh? I think so far they've killed over 200 and something people already. They just went and invade the people's country. I think they're talking about regime change and all. They want to go in there and cause the people, depose them and so on. And I think Trump said, no, don't do that. Don't go after the Ayatollah.
But Iran fired back recently.
Oh,
right?
yeah, man. They retaliated, man. This is going back and forth. Now listen to that now. Close to 300 people already killed. Now they're doing some damage to Israel, including taking lives. Israel wants to ball now. Who gives you the right to respond?
No, but you've been at them for how long?
Thank you very much.
At some point in time, they will respond, but it's also a painful reminder of how fragile peace is.
Oh yeah,
Very, very fragile. 1 minute you have it, and the next
true. True.
it's gone like that.
They're just invading, man. They're invading countries like crazy because they have an army and they have a backer, primarily the United States. By the way,
Yes,
Trump
they
has
have
his hands
support.
full. Remember I told you guys there are going to be a lot of demonstrations against this guy? Remember I said so long ago? I mean,
Yeah, you
sorry,
did.
I'm not saying that I knew anything like that, but I'm just saying it was just going to be obvious that he's going to be butting heads with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Millions
But
of
you know,
people demonstrating against the guy.
Demonstrations happening in the United States lately. My worry is that they might have individuals that are terrorists amongst those who are demonstrating, and it could turn really ugly. That's my concern.
No, that's a possibility. That is a possibility, but let's not hope that doesn't
I hope
happen.
it doesn't happen.
But the people are demonstrating against this thing about sending people back home, right? ICE is going after them, and they're putting up resistance apparently, and they have support. So they say that Donald Trump is behaving like he's a king, and they want to dethrone him. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised this guy doesn't make 4 years, as president. I won't be
I think
surprised.
he will go. He will do his term.
Let's see.
He will do
Let's
his
see.
term.
I hope you're right.
He will do his term.
But I don't see how, because all that pressure on this guy.
You're talking about
So-
Donald Trump here. Where is he going to back down for anybody?
So
The
th-
people
that-
power.
Nah.
That,
The
that's
people
I doubt it.
that's
power.
the thing. That's
People
the thing.
power.
But the people that put him in there.
No, but when people,
people rise
when
against
they rise
you.
up against you,
Yeah.
oh yeah, man, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, but the people
not in America.
demonstrating, these
You know,
are individuals.
It has never
that,
happened.
you know,
There's always the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has never happened where the
Exactly.
people you serve your 4 years and they couldn't wait to kick you out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Andre, it is very possible. I must admit.
Yeah, but Tony,
But it's just that it may most likely won't happen.
but who would have ever thought you'd have a president of a country with 94 something charges against him?
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought something like that?
Exactly.
Including allegations of rape and so on, those kind of thing. And the man is the president
That's right.
of the United States.
Yeah.
Right? Who would ever? Anyway, let me leave that alone. We have enough problems here already. Let's talk about spare thought for this accident that took place on the Bexo Highway again. Well, everything is a highway. Talking about that, I was saying to Anthony last night. I mean, I was on the West Coast twice on the weekend. Now the West Coast is a long and winding road. I don't know if how often. Oh well, you're from
I don't
Soufrière.
go often,
So
but
you know.
I know what it is.
It's a long
Like-
and winding road with a lot of precipices, if that's such a word. Precipices,
There's
plural.
a lot of
There's a lot of that all over the place
and
there.
there's no signage.
No
along the way.
signage, nothing.
Nothing.
A lot of areas not well lit and so on.
Not
And
even just signage, even barriers.
barriers, right?
They-
Yeah,
they-
that's
they
right.
don't have that.
Yeah.
In some places.
And I'm seeing fellas overtaking me, black is right there on that road. Sorry, I would understand the East Coast, right? Where we have all these highways. Everything's a highway. The
Some-
Labre
some
Highway,
nice
the
straight-
Viewfort Highway,
some nice
the
straight
La
roads.
Rocheuse Highway.
Yeah.
Everything is a highway. Mico Highway. Everywhere is a highway, right? So I can understand that. But that is just
Soufrière.
winding,
Winding.
and guys are driving fast on that road.
I have no idea why individuals figure it's okay. It's okay. I'll probably just drive recklessly on the road. Sometimes I
I don't know the thinking. I'll be honest
I
with you.
don't I don't get
it
the
myself.
thinking either.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Again,
In a split second, anything can happen.
yeah. Sometimes I said it some time ago, and somebody kind of like tried to pull me up on it on the Facebook. It's like the adrenaline rush that people get by driving fast. You do get a bit of a rush.
You do
They
get a
ride
bit
the
of a
motorcycles really fast. In fact, talking about motorcycles, one of them died on a motorcycle
Yeah, that's the
over
first
the
thing that
weekend
Andre
as well.
said.
You know what I mean?
earlier, so.
So it's like that's just that rush. You see them passing, and it's like, hey man, I can just pass. Vehicles coming this way and going that way, and you pass in between them. It's like, whoa.
You can get body parts at the supermarket, I'll tell you that.
That's
Or the
for sure.
hospital, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because depending on how bad that accident is, you might be in a bed for life, bedridden for life. And a lot of us don't think of what's going to happen if something were to go the other way. We just figure, okay, I just want to get to my destination. Speed is my friend at this time, so let me go. That's it. Gas. And some people only know gas and brakes. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, the president of the NCOPT was talking about the consequences of a lot of these accidents. He mentioned paralysis. Okay, I know a young lady who was involved in an accident. She was a passenger in the vehicle, and she was injured. This lady stayed at her home for close to 2 years, close to 2 years, because of the results of that accident. Now, these are the things we don't see. We hear about these accidents and we move on because we're not directly involved. So we don't, or maybe we don't even know anybody who's involved in the accident. So no need to go to the hospital, no need to visit because we're not directly involved in the lives of these people. But that's the thing that happens a lot. People are going through some serious stuff there after they've had an accident. And again, I speak of Yazlin's mother, for example, lady in a minibus, right? This careless driver. And the lady loses her life, and she's not the only one.
Oh boy!
Right? Over the years, think about the 3 kids there
the
by
Rosalie Highway, by opposite
and those kids.
The gas station, it was.
I think no. Well, yeah, the gas station and the fire service station as well. Okay, those kids came from school or were on their way to school or whatever, and just come and just mow those children, and they've never received justice. It's as if their lives meant nothing. That case was thrown out, Yeah. It was, I think, after 20, 30-something years, something like that, that was finally thrown out. Wow. So their lives meant nothing. Because that's how the system is set up.
We need to have real consequences for people who get involved in vehicular accidents because of reckless driving, and they are dealt with accordingly to the law. We need to have deterrence in place as well.
The system is so slow, that's the problem. These cases take a long time before they reach the courts. So every time they keep adjourning.
Right.
So witnesses and so on move out, they left the country, who died, right? So when these cases finally make it now,
that's it.
There's nothing.
Is that rain?
Yes, that's rain. What? Yeah.
With wind, it sounds like with wind and everything.
It's just a heavy downpour.
Wow. It's raining.
But we need to have deterrence, actually, whether it be breathalyzers or whatever. Speed guns and so on. We need to have.
I heard the same Godfrey Ferdinand talk about exactly that, and I was thinking to my mind, it would probably help, but at the same time, guys would still do what they're doing. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate.
But when caught, then you you face the consequences of your actions.
Exactly.
Because in other countries it works.
Yeah, but they still speed.
Yeah, they still do, but
they
it
figure,
works.
okay, and Keena and Andre. You probably know that these guys have, is it a radar or something like that on their vehicles to know when the areas they could sense the vehicle sense the police is close by, and they slow down.
Well, there are some vehicles now that will let you know that there's a police patrol vehicle packed somewhere. They're so tech
right.
Up to the time now that some vehicles that should have will say, okay, well, there's a police cruiser just around the corner, or maybe 100 miles down. Or something. Yeah,
so some will get away. You'll always have lawbreakers. But if the vast majority can be caught, it sends a message out there to others, to somebody else. They say, see me, boy, I don't want that to happen to me. Okay? So there must be some deterrent. Must be.
I agree.
And I said so this morning. These fellas that do those wheelies on the highway, right? The police should send a strong message to these fellas that you're just not supposed to be doing that. And if you're caught doing it, right, there's some serious consequences to that, because the fellas are taking these risks.
But is it illegal, Andre?
To do a wheelie?
Yeah.
Go do a wheelie somewhere else.
That's fine, which is what Andre's point as well. But
you're asking a good question.
Yeah, you stop me because I do a wheelie in the road.
Is
that against
illegal.
the law?
It's not against the law, from my knowledge. But still, anything is possible.
Now, I hope one of my officer friends listening, whether it's against the law to do a wheelie on a highway, or on any street for that matter,
right.
any roadway, do we have laws against those things?
I suspect not. Yeah.
So my officer friend, I know you're always listening. Send some information there as to whether this is something that is illegal, and if it's not, it ought to be.
It ought to be. Yeah, I have to agree.
You remember what happened on the highway there recently with I think three children were seriously injured.
Compton Highway. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of them actually had was it hearing problems or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
For a while.
That's the thing, Andre. The damage that can be done to you. If it's not death, it's Andre mentioned about you're either crippled or something. No fault of yours. You're just there, and somebody just come and pass, and or you're on a I shouldn't say bus, but you're on a vehicle, you know, and you're traveling with this person, and all of a sudden, boom, accident, and you end up, like I say, losing an arm, a leg, a cripple. Oh, man.
Every driver has a role to play in society, especially when you're behind the wheel.
I agree.
To ensure that you drive within the confines of what the law says, within the speed limit. Don't drive recklessly, and just I don't know why it's so difficult for some human beings to just like just do what you need to do. You know,
Yeah, well,
lives are at stake here. Lives are at risk. You just never know. Today, someone, and every time we hear that in the news, you get up, oh, another death, another
Yeah.
road fatality.
Yeah.
It happens, and it's happening more so now.
so this latest one apparently involved a motorcycle.
The motorcycle.
And a
Motorcycle
truck.
and
That's
a
right.
truck.
A truck.
That's right.
But the video I saw on social media, I'm like, okay, if that individual was your friend who died, since when you become a thief overnight, like right away, snatching somebody's chain, maybe he was angry, and if you go, give me that because you hit my friend and my friend died. But still, two wrongs don't make a right. You don't know what happened. Like I saw the video, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, keeping the theme here this morning with accidents and you know, spare thought for families and so on. I was really, really moved this morning when I read a story, the Botham Jean Foundation,
Okay.
that they had a healing and empowerment session called Hearts United in Lost Retreat. That is such a cool thing, man. That's for people who've lost their children, you know, to accidents and whatever. In the case of both of them, unfortunately, that his situation is really.
God.
I mean,
Yeah.
when every time I think about that, I say to myself, Amber Geiger, when she replays that thing in her head, providing she told the truth, right? Providing she told the truth and she was speaking honestly. It's just like this morning. Thanks for taking my call. Was talking about him not taking action to prevent his eye loss. Right? He could have taken action before. I wonder when people like Amber Geiger replays that night in her mind, right, in her memory, and say, what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She spoke the truth. I don't know whether she lied or I don't know.
I don't know.
So I don't for me to judge her. But I'm sure, Tony, these things happen. You say in your mind, boy, if I had just done that,
That's right.
if I had done something
That's
differently,
right.
right?
I'm sure at some point in time she does. If I
Yeah.
had done something differently, what would the outcome of that situation be?
Right.
And to just go back to the foundation and what they're doing, just hearing that alone makes me smile. Because a lot of the times you hear, okay, a death, another death from a shooting or something, and we don't see what happens at that place, at that family home. We don't see what is happening in the lives of individuals that have lost a loved one. Our life continued. We just figure, okay, on with our day, and they're the ones who's left with it. So for the Beaufort Jean Foundation to bring mothers together after losing, you know, after the funeral and all the flowers and everybody's there and the crowd leaves, you still left with the pain. So that's an amazing thing that they brought so many people together. It gives actually pain a place, you know.
I'm wondering
To be held.
whether they plan to extend or enlarge the boundaries, because it sounds to me like it's something mainly for mothers. It sounds that way to me. I mean, and clearly mothers are not the only ones who are going through the hurt and pain of losing a child in some imaginable circumstances.
I'm sure they will.
So I hope, if that's the case, that they've limited it to mothers, that they will expand it eventually and include males as well, who feel just as bad after losing their children in that sort of way. And this thing happens, but it's just unfortunate, boy. And you know, some of us who don't have to go, we've never been through those things. I feel it for those families.
Yes.
and you know, Tony, Botham's dad is our friend. We all grew up together and so on, right? So I know he's taking it very, very. In fact, he took it very, very hard.
Yeah.
So as I said, I hope they extend that and not just concentrate only on mothers. Although we know quite a few mothers have lost their children
Yeah.
in these unimaginable circumstances. Okay, but nonetheless, I want to say bravo to the Botham Jean Foundation.
Yes,
I think
most
that's just a
definitely.
cool thing.
Yeah.
Right, to allow people maybe to express themselves and see how they feel, and maybe I'm sure maybe they have counselors, they're professionals to give advice and assist people in moving on. Because for a lot of people, a lot of people don't take counseling.
No.
Yeah, even if they know they need to, they just don't even bother with it. And you try to live your life in a quote unquote normal way, and
And if something were to happen again and you were around, then, it brings back a flood of emotions. But Both Omja Foundation actually gave them created that safe space for them to begin that healing process, and that's really good.
Yeah, that's really a cool
Amazing.
thing.
It's a really good
Really cool thing. Okay, so Tony and Keena, I must admit, I love the tents. Okay, meaning I like to play the music from the tents. That's what I mean.
I was asked by two sisters on Friday night, well, where is Andre? Well, Andre don't come to these things.
Not that I don't want to come, because once upon a time, Tony, I was liming at tents like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, man. Back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, when tents were being held at the Katy Cinema.
You used to go?
If I used to go.
Okay.
Man, I was always there. Tents were being held. You see right there in Marsha. In Marsha. Remember Marsha had a place there. The place was painted in pink. And these shows were being held at that particular location. I think it's a bakery there right now, if I'm not mistaken, in the Marshfield community.
Yeah.
You know what that place, Tony?
No.
Oh, you see, you weren't even liming in those days.
No, I was young. Andre, I was young.
Yeah, but I was liming. That's the first place I saw the Mighty Pele perform Sweet Suzette.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, man.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Sweet Suzette. I was live.
Sweet
I was
Suzette,
there.
yes, yeah.
And Lord Shorty from Trinidad. You remember Mitt, right? Mitt came down here. He had his own band, and he came down with the band. The fellas were performing there, and that's why I saw me say, man, yeah, that's such a
Really?
cool thing. Yeah, the tents, they made a special guest appearance.
Wow.
So imagine those places were swinging. Yeah, there's a place there by Labord's Gym. They used to call that place, was it Page 7? You remember that place, Tony?
I've heard of Page 7, but I can't tell you where that is. Huh?
Yeah, Page 7 on the hill up there.
So Page 7 was a disco kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me see, the cemetery there going to Hospital Road.
Right.
You remember there's a place up there, Tony, a kind of like half disco, half Matlo.
I've heard of it as well. You been there?
No.
Okay.
I kind of like almost went. Yeah, you're tempted to go. Your
Yeah.
partners are going, but I was a little afraid, because
Okay.
it was in the cemetery. So I went up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nah, I just heard of it. It had a name?
that's a good question.
I think it had a name, man.
All I know, it had a red light.
A red light. A red light. Yes.
There's a red
I remember
light.
something about the red light on the outside of the building, right?
Yeah, right there. I mean, you know what's going on inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Somebody send us the name. It
Yeah,
would be
man.
interesting to hear the name. It had a name.
So,
it had a
Tony,
name.
I used to line, man. I used to go to the
okay.
tents and so on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but since I got girlfriends,
You finish with that?
I finished that.
No time for that. You're too busy.
Too busy. Yeah, man. So talking about that, quite a few of the calypsos. No, I don't want to exaggerate. I've heard at least 2 or 3 of them very critical, Tony, of the opposition.
That's so. Yeah. That's
Also the opposition
strange, right?
the opposition leader.
Yeah, strange.
His time in office. Now, I think was it Timothy Polio? I heard Timothy Polio was saying that a lot of the writers are known supporters of the Labour Party. Now that's quite interesting. I mean, I don't think Timothy would have said that if he didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must know what he's talking
Good
about.
point.
He would say. So could it be that the writers, right, are the ones now putting pressure on the opposition, more so the former prime minister, because there are a few songs that mean clearly, but I mean hitting him hard.
The opposition leader.
Yeah, yeah. So Kakal is saying that there's some orchestrated campaign to disrupt and silence voices in the calypso field, right, that are critical of the current government. The current government. So he's saying, and I don't know if he's provided evidence to support what he's saying, that the operatives, political operatives, who are encouraging hecklers to disrupt the performances, right, deemed unfavorable to the ruling party. But I said he hasn't provided any evidence. I didn't hear him say, "Well, I know because this and that and the other." He didn't say that.
He probably cannot say it as a matter of fact kind of thing.
But because he doesn't have the information.
No, he
have
probably doesn't
the
have
evidence.
What he probably have is seeing the let's call them the 10 Pines for now, Or some of the guys come there with their red shirts because they know that's the song you'll be singing. Come there with their red shirts and they heckle him.
So you think the guys do that deliberately, not because they're supporting any party or anything, you know? No?
Because they support the party as well.
Okay.
And
So
no two ways about that one. Because they support the party.
I think he mentioned that. He mentioned fellas coming inside there
Yes.
with party colors and this
That's right.
sort of thing.
That's a fact.
Mm.
I was
Tony,
there. I saw it myself.
But the thing is that normally you have the 10 pinners
Right.
who heckle.
yeah,
I was
all
just about to ask that
Calypsonians.
question.
All
Doesn't that
Calypsonians.
They do
always
it,
happen?
Yes. Huh?
I thought that happens all the time. There are
The
people
10
just
pinners and so
there,
on.
10 pinners.
Yes, between the
what
10
they
pinners
do.
and other people as well, join in sometimes and just, Andre, the outside thing, the outside thing, the outside.
right.
So they started outside in him, Kakal.
Mm. Oh, they did.
Hey, Andre, that started outside. After that, Encore, come again, come back, let me go.
Oh, wow.
Andre, it was fun. It was fun. I'm outside with Kakal singing away, man. And then after he dropped his verses and so on, Andre, he go up, they say, Encore, come back. Encore, loud, Encore, come back.
To heckle him again.
Both. Because, Andre, the song is a good play on words,
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, he's
it's a
very
nice,
good.
It's a nice
Yes. Kakal that's my boy. I always like Kakal. Always like him. You know what I mean? So he's like one of the only ones who kind of sing a song against the government this season. One of the only ones that I could remember.
Mhm.
You understand?
But to say that there's this this orchestrated campaign,
Mhm.
I wish he'd provide some proof, so fellas like me, Tony, can condemn that kind of behavior,
Maybe
right?
the proof that he has is seeing individuals in red shirts.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all he has. Or maybe he knows other things that we don't know and he hasn't given that information yet.
But he should say it. I think he should say it too, because you have to bolster your claim. You can't just make a statement like that and think that people will just believe what you're saying automatically. You must provide some kind of evidence.
But again, he's been doing that for quite some time.
Doing
Is
what?
that the first time, Calypso? Is that the first time he's seen so many hecklers at the front of the stage doing exactly that?
I think last year and this year that I could remember. Because the 2 years he sang like against the government, so especially, I'll just put it this way, especially against the prime minister. Like last year he was talking about Philip screwing up everything. You know what I mean? Oh man, they just told Kaka what time it was. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And to come this year again and talking about was it quarry? Something like my quarry?
For Corey?
Fuckery. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That kind of thing they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, all of that is fuckery. You know what I mean? That kind of way. So, yeah, they were waiting for him. I'll tell you, that much I could tell you.
Mm.
They were waiting for him.
Isn't that what makes Kai so fun? Like
That-
the tense and the experience that one would go and get. I'm not sure. I haven't been, so I'm just asking.
It makes it fun for the audience and so on. You have fun seeing the heckling and all of that. But I think for the Calypsonians, it could be a
Takes
bit of
them
a
in
problem.
a different space
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
that's right.
All right.
That's right.
But Tony-
Ninja Dan did speak on that some time ago whilst when we interviewed
Exactly,
him, that
exactly.
it really it hurt him and he
Uh-huh.
did cry
Mhm.
after, but he came back better.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Now, Tony, traditionally, songs that are calypsos that are complimentary of the incumbent don't go down very well. Isn't that how it normally is? Anybody who sings songs that are complimentary of the incumbent, meaning the government,
Good question.
right? Normally, people don't like that. I remember one time.
This year, maybe that's where you're going.
Lord help me.
There you go.
Came with a song called
Give them a chance.
Give Them a
Give them a chance to
But
do
listen,
the work. Yeah.
I laugh so much at that.
Yeah, man. Andre, for every time you say, give them a chance, outside. Give them a chance, outside.
And-
Give them a chance to do the work outside. Oh,
And
yeah.
so there's a point in time there, Lord help me, was actually giggling.
That's right. In the song.
He
Yes.
was giggling
Yes.
because
It's true. So yes.
normally when you come there in praising the incumbent, the 10 pinners don't really like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of strange. That in Kakal's case there, normally they like it when you give an incumbent pick on.
That's right. Even your Morgies and Morgie was another one again, who used to sing against the incumbent, as you say.
Mm.
Always singing against the government,
Yeah.
And he used to get his outside too, and maybe he didn't win a crown because almost every year Bingo was another one as well.
Yeah.
They used to sing up against the government. Kenny and Tony, you know, they have
Yes,
two people
yes,
running
yes.
the country and all of that, you know.
That song was bad.
What? Andrew, that was a top song, man. Yes, yeah.
I think. Was it Jackson? That's
Jackson had
Lord
one.
Jackson.
I think Jackson had one as well. Kenny and Company.
Right. Yeah, and I think Bingo was two people running the country.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
Really, really
man.
good. Really good songs.
Well
man.
penned, man.
That's right.
What?
But again, I guess maybe for Kakal to have come out to speak on it means, okay, I've been in this for quite some time and I've never seen anything like that. So something is definitely happening.
No, but he went further. He said that there's
yeah.
certain political operatives, right, encouraging the heckling. In other words, the telephone is go and heckle Kakal or whatever it is. Now, that's what I'm saying. He should provide some kind of evidence to support that. Because to say that they're political operatives, that's very strong language.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, it was encouraging the fellas to do that sort of thing. And I want to give the 10 pinners the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the fellas been giving fellas a rough time from
Throughout.
time immemorial.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's why I tell you, you see them kind of things, brother man, Tony, that's Pamwe. I can't take that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to.
I can't take that. I can't take that.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Or you're singing and people just ain't interested. And
Yeah.
to me, okay, heckling is one, which is probably really bad. But there are times some Calypsonians come on stage to sing and people just walking out. Whether to go take a drink or something,
Imagine
you figure, I can't want to hear me sing because it's just garbage. So people actually be walking out.
Oh
Wow.
my God. That would just break someone's spirit.
Uh,
I mean, you put so much energy, so much work. You've gone to the studio, recorded the song, and now you're performing it. And someone is either heckling or maybe just walking away from it. Like, I'm not interested. That's sure to break anyone down.
But nonetheless,
But some of them do bounce back from it, though.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
our Calypsonians, Tony, have come a long way. I'm talking about the ability to sing and to sing properly, to
Oh, yeah.
sing in key and so on.
So glad you
I
went
mean,
there.
my gosh, man.
So glad you went
They've
there.
come a
Jay.
long way. Remember the days, Tony, when almost every Calypsonian was singing out of key?
Definitely. Because it's like you can't really sing, but it's a place to just go and have fun.
Yeah.
You go and have fun and you're dropping, you're hoping that your lyrics will help you along. You know, but
And you
Andre,
can't sing.
I'm so glad you went there. Keena, I'm at these tents that I attended there. And I'm looking at these young people who are now coming into it and are making a huge difference. They can sing, they sing well.
They sing well.
Before I
Both
forget
males
it,
and females.
that's right. Before I forget it, Nikki Edmonds sat here with you and said to you she will not compete. True or false?
Not compete?
Yes.
I don't recall, to be honest
You
with you.
serious?
Yeah, I don't recall.
I thought you
maybe
asked
she
her
did.
and
Maybe
she said, you know, she's not competing this year.
No, I think I asked her about writing.
Writing?
Yeah, for certain. I don't remember exactly what it is I asked her.
I
She was-
swear she said no, she was not going into the competition. I could be wrong. She'll be here tomorrow.
Find
Andre,
out tomorrow, Andre. when she
Nikki
comes in.
competed, eh?
Oh.
Nikki competed in the quarterfinals, eh? You know what I mean? I see
And the
Nikki
song
come there and
name?
sing her 2 songs, eh? Huh?
What song?
What's her songs again?
She writes so well.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
does.
She read.
And she has a beautiful voice,
What's
too.
the nice one about the guy and
The
it was-
music that have
the
me.
music had me.
The
Yes.
music
Yeah.
had
The
me.
woman sing her songs.
Tony.
And you know what I like about her?
Mm-hmm.
I love about her. Every 2 lines rhyme.
Rhyme.
Nikki is
What?
just special.
Yeah. Nikki Edmonds performed as Alley Cat.
Yeah, Nikki's something else. She's
Yeah.
so talented.
She's really talented, man.
Very, very
The jingle she does for us there,
Mhm.
right? The Love Zone.
Mm.
You realize that every 2 lines,
That's right.
it's a rhyme. It's a
Mhm.
rhyme.
Yeah.
That's a gift, man, to do to put a song together like that. That's powerful,
Yeah.
powerful. The last person I know that was good at that sort of thing was Lord Help Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if, as you say that, because again, you know, if again the writing, what Kakal spoke about, the writing of these calypsos. I wonder if Lord Help Me was involved too. As you mentioned his name,
Maybe so.
Maybe we should
he
find
wrote,
out.
He wrote some. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
we should
so.
find out.
Wow. Just as you mentioned his name, I saw him at a couple of the tents. Yeah.
You know what? It would be pretty cool if it happens. All the greats just come back together. They're still around, like the Invaders, the Lord Help Me, the Peps,
the Peps and so
whatever.
on.
Just come back together and compete one time.
Yeah.
Just a final lap.
Why don't you organize a show like that? That's a good idea.
Ashanti.
That's a good
Yeah. I would love to see all of them on one stage again.
That would be something.
Yeah.
Well, I was performing on Saturday night.
Don't tell since you're going there. Don't tell.
No, sorry. First time I went to this community called Zeno. Zeno. First time I went there. Let me tell you, it's up a hill. It's up a hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dead end. And I was driving up the hill, and vehicles were parked. It was well attended. The event was well attended. Vehicles were parked along the side of the road there, and I'm driving. I said, Lord, please. I like to pray.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Lord. Please, don't make a car be coming down there, because if a car was coming out, I have to reverse.
Oh my, yeah, you have to reverse.
I'm not
Single road,
and you know that's good.
I'm not familiar with
with the road.
There's a drain there, the vehicles on the side. I say, missy, and I made it to the top. A vehicle wasn't coming down.
Oh, thankfully.
Praise God.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And I got a parking spot all the way at the top there.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
All right.
You could see the relief on your face.
So good morning to the folks in Zeno.
Oh my gosh. So do tell
It
us
was good.
more about, okay.
I
it
was just-
good.
right,
well
it was
attended
good.
and it was
So
good.
it was well attended.
Yeah.
Right.
It was.
Now, according to
The former rep was there, by the way. Former Sufre,
Harold
Harold
Stanislas.
Stanislas. He was there. He was there. Gave a little
that's
speech.
great.
He gave a little speech and everything.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Nice,
It was well
nice,
attended.
nice.
It was well attended.
Mhm.
Okay.
You gonna ask something?
Yes. According to a pandemic, bro. What happened to Belshu?
Yes, yeah, we were at Belgium yesterday. Well, I do not know. I just saw that they had set up everything. Most of the tables were actually taken up, to be honest with you.
That's
It was a nice session.
That's great.
Imagine I played from 3. I was supposed to end at 6 o'clock. I stayed until 6:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually played
Oh.
until 6:30 because at that time, people at that
People
point
are
now,
coming in and
I guess
so on.
they rum rich. They had at that
And
point
they're ready
in
to
time,
party.
ready to party and thing. But I had to end.
So it was nice.
Yes, it was nice. I mean, as I said, I don't know if they just catered for the people who had maybe called in and they had a certain number of tables. But it was nice, man. They had them the games and stuff, and they kept their promises, all the prizes that they promised and everything. All that was done there.
Oh,
so the
great.
domino competition, yeah, and of course, most of the people there were males.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it was a nice session.
All right.
Yeah, so but remember, I think the last year they did the mothers and the tried the fathers this time. As you know, it's a little more challenging to get the fathers to come on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And of course, let me see. Last night I was down by Marin's place. Yeah.
Where is that?
Cool joint. That's in Victoria.
Oh, okay.
Schwizel.
Yes. And again, a good
Well
turnout.
attended.
Nice.
A good turnout.
Okay.
That's
A good turnout.
That's good.
Yes.
I'm happy. That's
Now, I want to say something. I've said it already. Myron could ask a million other fellas to play for him, without a doubt. There's no doubt in my mind there's enough fellas. So I just want to say I just appreciate the fact that he takes the time to ask me to come to play. I really do appreciate that, because there are a whole bunch of fellas that could be playing there.
Right. Good
Yeah.
acknowledgement. Good
Yeah,
acknowledgement.
Yeah, man. So I want to thank you for that. Okay, there's some other serious stuff we're going to talk about, but leave that for tomorrow. The expelling students in Trinidad and Tobago, students who are involved in fights and so on. That's a serious, very serious thing.
That's a serious
You know, it's to expel a student.
Yeah,
That takes a lot, eh?
What?
That takes a lot, yeah.
And they're saying you're going to have to go to some other school.
So now that's the thing I was coming to. Once you've been expelled, imagine you've been expelled. The other schools that you may want to go to, what's the reason why? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I was
Yes.
expelled.
Mhm.
It's like what? Huh?
Unusually
and
dangerous.
you
Yeah.
would have to walk that thin line even when you're accepted into that
Serious
school as well.
injury, serious
Yeah.
injury, dangerous weapons, things like selling drugs on the school compound. These are serious infractions, and they're actually going even further by warning the parents and saying, if we know you come into the school there and you are attacking teachers and so on, you're going to be charged for that sort of thing.
I have
so
to agree with
we're
that.
going to explore that tomorrow and see what options are available now to governments, because let me tell you, to expel a student, boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
I know in St. Lucia that's last resort, you
That's
know.
last day.
Yeah.
Last resort.
You will be suspended, but expelled.
Expelled.
Ooh.
Suspended, yeah.
Wow. They even warn the students who are recording. They warn them that if you are recording and egging on and so on, you are going to be charged. Wow. It's really, really serious. So we'll explore that tomorrow and see what other avenues governments may have to deal with this problem, because it is a problem not just in Trinidad, but here in St. Lucia,
Even
we
here
have
in
that
St.
problem as
Lucia.
well. Yeah. All right.
Before we move on, you wanted something else? Say
No,
something else?
go ahead. It was almost time for the shout outs.
Right. The Calypso quarterfinals continues on Wednesday. Wednesday night, that's the last tent that will have their quarterfinal showing, which is TOT Village. TOT
Okay.
Soca Village, this coming Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So the judges are there. Oh, by the way, Errol Fabian, man, he emceed Fire One Calypso tent at the quarterfinals.
Oh, he did?
Yes, Sanjay. You know how good he is.
Yeah. And folks, let me let you know that we've gotten some of the Calypsos, I think second round, second show, whatever. So I like to listen to them before. So I'll make sure I do that tomorrow evening. So by Wednesday, I can start jamming from the second
quarterfinals?
shows. Yeah.
Or the
Okay.
quarterfinals.
All right,
Right?
great.
Yeah.
Also, there's something important. Last year, the junior Calypso, the junior Calypsonians did a really, really, really good job and we had all the recordings. Unfortunately, this year, I think the shows were not
I
recorded.
wonder what happened.
Yeah, I think they said it was clashing, because I did ask. It was clashing with some other, I think, the schoolwork and exams and things like that. So that was the problem. And I'm a little disappointed because I know the students produced some good stuff.
Yeah, some of
good
them that
stuff.
were recorded and that's online though. I think some
Yeah.
people were inquiring about that.
Maybe
and they did post the links online, so some of them are online. I think Arthur Ale did record a few. I'm not quite sure which other producers recorded, but there are a few.
I don't know if some of these students recorded in studio. I don't know. But I know for sure I spoke to people in the know, and they told me that the shows were not recorded. That's what I was
You mean
told.
the live?
Yeah, my
Yes.
favorite.
The live.
The
Mhm.
live.
Yeah.
Sweet, you know, Andre. The music is beautiful,
Oh,
man.
man.
Wow.
Well, last year, zero is possible.
possible.
Zero is possible in crime. Man, that was bad.
Yeah.
Why? And so many others. So I'm really I'm disappointed that we don't have that to play this year. And I'm sure, Tony, the kids would be so happy to hear themselves singing,
It's
and the
true.
parents happy to hear the kids singing as well.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway.
But the good thing is that it was live as well, so you could always go back and watch the live feed. You still can't miss out on that. If you do miss or you haven't
No,
heard
I want to play them. Yeah, I want to play them.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's get into the shout outs.
You go first on
can go
WhatsApp,
first
or
on
I could
WhatsApp.
roll with it.
Let me just pull it up.
Okay.
So WhatsApp, good morning everyone. The first individual to chimed in at 9:24
That's
before
not
we
for us
started.
then.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
not for us.
Yeah.
The other one, let's go up.
Anything after 10.
So we could do this one. Someone said, 1 second. Andre for ET to say the
You
Prime
jump.
Minister.
Sorry.
Well, that's what it is. But that was for something earlier on
That's
in
right.
the previous show, so I'll move on to the next one. The individual says, good morning, my Rev-Up family. Hope that Andre and Tony have a great Father's Day. Kiki, mwah. Be blessed, Joanna Badu. Good morning, Joanna. Good morning, Gemma. Kisses right back. Mwah. Someone else chimed in. That's Ivy Jr. She says, good morning, Andre, Tony, and Keena. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. Andre, as usual, great show. Keena, can't
Thank you,
wait to
thank
hear
you.
you soon. And Tony, looking forward to listening to you on Homegrown tonight from 6 to 7 p.m.
All
Kisses.
right.
Mwah.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks
Gina.
for accepting my call, says Tony. You know, music, have you consider being a judge in a Calypso final if asked?
Probably not. I've done some judging before in the Calypsos. Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone else chimed in and said, good morning to Keena, Tony, and Andre. Wishing you all a great week ahead. Andre, powerful 15 minutes this morning. Continue the great work.
Wonder if it
15
was
minutes.
the inspirational segment.
Probably.
Probably.
Inspirational music segment.
Most likely.
Yes. Okay. All right. I love it actually. I love that little 15 minutes. Yeah.
So how is 15? You take more time for the country.
Well, I have a pastor.
Oh yes, who opens up?
Yes.
Who opens up
Okay.
in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Someone sent a voice note. Sorry, we can't listen to it now. We can listen after the show. But thanks for your contribution. Someone else chimed in and says, good morning, River family. Why can't the transport department introduce the demerit point system on driver's licenses like in the United States of America? That's that. And someone else said, Havana, was that Masha?
That's it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Havana.
There now.
Havana. That's
Person
right. Mister.
also went on to say, Andre, those guys passing a 10 Pines today are really party supporters. Original 10 Pines just played with the Calypsonians by using placards.
That's true.
Original 10 Pines never disturb Calypsonians, and the person sent a photograph. Yeah. That's that. As defined. Oh, someone else just chimed in again. The same individual who talked about the 15 minutes is the 15 minutes after 6. I'm not sure
After
what you're doing
6.
there.
Reggae?
Something
Well,
you were
maybe
doing.
the reggae, I don't know.
So
Yeah,
that,
sure.
Yeah.
So it's
person
after
said-
6.
Yeah, after
Okay.
6. So Val Monroe's chimed in and said, that's all for WhatsApp platform.
That's it. Val, good
Yeah.
morning to you. All right. In terms of the Facebook page, here's what's happening. Pius Snappy, yeah, man. Check in first this morning. He says, good morning. And again, he went further to say, good morning, Rev-Up. Sharon, checking in second. Sharon, you're dropping the ball on that one. He
Hey,
says-
Sharon, good morning.
Good morning, Shasha.
Sharon says, Monday, I see you. Good morning, Rev-Up. Now, Lucita Jean-Pierre. Hi, Lucita. Good morning to you. She says, good morning, Andre, Tony, and beautiful Keena. Motivation
morning.
Monday to all raining in Brooklyn. Still raining in Brooklyn? Over the weekend, Saturday, she said that it was raining in Brooklyn. And I've heard that there's been a lot of rain for true, So imagine, it's raining today as well. Wow.
Oh.
Okay. Dakota McGuire, Cleveland Sealy. She's a tent boy. Anyway, she's a tent lover. She loves it. She goes to the
morning.
tent
All right,
a lot.
Dakota.
Yeah, man. So good morning, Dakota. D. Francis Obeis, welcome back.
Hey,
she's
D.
been-
Francis.
Right. So good morning to everyone. That's what D says. Melanie Destang says good morning, everyone. Lilia Victor checking in as well, saying
Morning,
good morning
Lilia.
to all
Good
my
morning, Lilia.
Rev-Up family. Barbara Xavier says good morning to Andre, Tony, and Keena. Have a lovely Monday. Blessed love.
You as well.
Thank you, Barbara. You as well.
D. Francis came right back and says, my sister Lucita Jean-Pierre, blessings, hon. Also, Lucita responded, good morning, everyone on the live and Radio Garden, especially Mr. Pato Rigobert of Miku North. Andre Paul is a big fan of Rev-Up.
Andre Paul is a big fan of Rev-Up.
He. I left out
is
the
a
right.
big
Pato is
fan.
I left out the he part. Yeah.
Oh,
Andre Paul,
okay.
Andre Paul,
Okay.
he is a big fan of Rev-Up. That's
All right.
Pato Rigobert.
Okay, Pato. Bonjour.
Mm-hmm.
Have yourself a great day.
All right. Good morning, sis. How are you? That's what she was responding to D. Francis, Lucita. Lorna Jules checked in. Lorna Jules says, bless.
Lorne.
I
I don't know why you say Lorna Jules.
Maybe the Lorne looks like an A.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Lorna Jules.
Lauren Jules, forgive me. Please forgive me. Lauren Jules says, God bless morning to the queen of talk media, Keena. Whoa.
Thanks, Lauren.
Whoa.
Uh-huh. That's what that you just whispered there?
Reggae. So the individual said the last 15 minutes of your show was reggae.
Last 15 minutes.
After
No,
6, sorry.
After 6,
After
yes,
6
reggae.
was reggae.
Right.
Yeah, every
Sorry,
morning,
not
every
last
morning.
15 minutes,
Sometimes
my
some
bad.
Bob and so on.
Yeah.
Right.
Bob, Bunny Whaler,
Ah.
Gregory Isaacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well. All right. Lon Jules says, God, good. Did I read that? Oh, no. All right. God blessed morning to Andre, Tony, and the rest of the staff and crew of Rev-Up SLU.
Thank you.
very
Thank you,
much.
Lauren.
Now, here's Nancy Graceland. Just as I read, Andre, you must pray for Tony to stop drinking. Lauren came right back and said,
So let's make sure we get that straight.
Mhm.
Tony is not an alcoholic.
nah,
No, it's not.
Okay?
not even close.
Yeah.
Gosh.
He's just
He
having
only drinks on
a
the
little fun.
weekend.
He's having a little
Fun
fun.
with the boys. We sit down, we talk some crap, we enjoy, we laugh, and the drinks go down
No,
well
but
at that
sometimes when you
time.
do speak on that, you actually sound like you are.
I know it.
So you need to stop it. It starts with
So
you.
what? So what?
No, sometimes
Saying,
when he
because I say it,
he's
you know, I
having-
say, hey,
yeah.
if I wet in the gorge, and I always,
Yes.
I always have fun with saying about wet in the gorge and,
Yeah.
firing
So-
a few and so on.
So
So
You know
someone
what I'm
might
saying?
misunderstand.
Yeah.
Take it the other way.
Yeah. So for those of you who misunderstand,
I
Sunday-
wonder if it's possible that we as human beings can ever stop every vice in our
I
life.
tell you.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Keena, what do you think?
And make yourself miserable?
I think we
I
can.
wonder.
I- There are
I
things
think
we
we
just
can. There's
love.
certain things that if it's affecting us and individuals around us, yeah. If we really put in the work, we can.
But Andrea said, every vice. Eh?
Yeah,
Every
everyone,
vice?
everyone.
C'est pas
That
possible.
you so got your life under control that you can, you
I have no
you
idea.
dot your I's, cross your T's, and I don't know if that's even possible.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Because as a human being, I mean, there's some things that you just.
I think so. I do think so.
Zero is possible.
Yeah, basically. No, I do think some people really do put in the work and they get it right. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, Lon. All right. So, why can't the mother take out the father on Father's Day and vice versa?
Yes, that's no
Yeah.
problem. You can do that, no problem. But I'm saying that shouldn't be left for one day of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people die,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. So it's like, do it now.
Yeah, do it now.
Do it
Yeah.
now.
Instead of
You
waiting.
feel like it? Yeah, man. Let's get it on. All right.
So
Pearl-
it's like, say for example, Tony and Keena, you have a bad habit, right?
Mhm.
You know you have a bad habit. Why wait for the 1st of January to work on it?
right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
Exactly.
It happens every year. New
Yeah,
Year's
we wait.
resolution.
Yeah, we wait until that time.
And
You know
do
you
it
have a
for
bad
a few
habit.
weeks, and then you go
Do it
right
now.
back into it.
Exactly.
You enjoy it in the meantime, and maybe in preparation, like
Yeah.
you're preparing your mind. Boy, I gotta give that up. I gotta
You
give
gotta
that up.
give
But
it-
in the meantime,
yeah.
I'll have some fun doing it. You know what I mean? So, but I gotta give it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So Pearl Food Baby Henry, good morning to you. She says good morning and a happy new week to the Rev-Up St. Lucia and all in the chat room.
You as well.
Morning.
Joan Shallery says, beautiful morning or beautiful Monday morning, Andre and Tony and Keena and everyone listening. Some kisses, emojis, kisses, and so on and so on. I
Right
might as well leave that. Marlon Gill says, Tony and Andre, happy belated Father's Day. Thank you very
That
much.
name sounds
Marlon
familiar.
Gill.
Marlon
Gill?
Gill. That sounds familiar.
Not sure.
He has been chiming in of late, and he did say something to you some years ago.
Yeah,
I think he,
I think so.
not years, weeks ago, asking if you remember
Yes,
him or so
yes,
on,
yes.
but you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I think-
Name sounds
I think that
familiar.
happened.
All right. Kim Job, Kimjob. Good morning, brother and sister. I guess
Good
brothers
morning.
and sister. All right. Thank you, Kim. Septima Joseph says, good morning. Thank you,
Good
Septima.
morning, Septima.
John McCurdy says, bless. Good morning to the Rev-Up team and audience. That's John McCurdy.
Good morning,
To me, that's a first. John
Yeah,
McCurdy.
it's the first.
Yeah, first time, eh? All right. Barbara Augustin. Hey, Barbara. Good morning. Barbara says, my favorite people, good morning. And all in the chat room. Nice blend with the outfit.
Good
Share
morning.
the live. Thank you, Barbara. Westy Duet. Westy Duet had a lot to say, but of course in little pieces. The first one that Westy Duet said, the Our Father prayer is a guide as to how we must pray. That's Westy Duet. Catherine McPhee, good morning to you. She says, good morning, Tony, Andre, and Keena. Good morning,
Good
Catherine.
morning, Catherine. Kisses.
Morning to you.
Mwah.
Give Mark a big shout out for us,
Let's do
all
it.
right?
Mwah. Morning.
Yeah, and your son as well.
That's right. Okay, Elsa Hippolyte says, greetings to Mr. Paul Brothers, to my Paul Brothers, sorry. Keena and all in the chat room. Have a fantastic day. That's Elsa Hippolyte.
Good morning, Elsa.
Arlette Richards. Arlette, good morning to you. They celebrated their 44th anniversary, Andre.
They've been married for a long time, boy.
That's right.
44.
Congratulations.
Yes, it was Friday.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was Friday and Saturday. She sent me a message saying, Tony, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? I sent a message for my 44th wedding anniversary and y'all never read it. You know what I mean? So,
So why did we miss it? What happened?
We were doing
Friday.
what Papa used to say.
right.
Oh,
So we didn't read the,
okay.
message.
Sorry.
That's right.
They've been married forever.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Andre, believe it, I'm referring to him because, you know, he kind of knows what I'm saying. I could not believe it. She said that I said, Peter Richards.
Well, it's an honest mistake.
Andre, I'm like, I did? To Peter and Alat, you know, congratulations on your 44th. I'm like, Annette, did I really say that? But then I corrected it and so. So, Annette, I hope you had a great anniversary, you and Paul. All right?
And say hi to Peter for us.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
All right.
He's a journalist.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm. Yeah. A veteran of that.
Veteran man, been there for a long time. Andre, well, around the time you went on radio, I think he was there probably doing that before you.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I remember the name. You know, Peter Richards, DBS. That's Dominica, Dominica Broadcasting Service. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man. All right, Wested Duet is back. A lot of people might be shocked with this. God doesn't answer all prayers. The Bible said, if my people which are called by my name or called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from them or from heaven, and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
Thank you,
Yes.
Sidwet. Yeah, that's true. Actually.
When-
The Bible does say that.
Went further to say, these are not Israelites, they are Zionists.
Well, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah. These people, Tony, I just don't get it. How it's telling me a country couldn't, just so you're invading another man's land, right? And you want to forcibly remove the government, you're killing people, black is white. The people's top scientists, they killed how many scientists there, right? Because they say they're developing a nuclear weapon. Okay, that's what they're saying. You're just taking people out, including men, women, children. Israel is killing children like it's sport.
Yeah.
They're doing it in Gaza, now you're doing it there in Iran. This is crazy. How could a country do this sort of thing?
God will punish them.
Yeah, no, at some point, they're going to have, this is going to come back, This is going to come back on Israel at some point in time in a way that they least expect. You can't do those things and think you can get away with it like that. Life doesn't work like that.
No.
If we believe in karma, right? We believe in karma. Karma's supposed to go after them. They can't get away.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And this man there, this prime minister just feels he can just go into people's countries and just take over land because you win a war. Just keep the land for yourself. This is madness. Total madness.
Yes, it is. All right, Lucita Jean-Pierre says, you think Americans will go easy on Trump? The voice of the people is powerful.
That's for you, Tony.
Yes. Yes, I remember that only too well. West Didwet, like I said, sent a lot of stuff there. St. Lucia don't have highways.
No, we don't. We don't.
We,
Yes,
just
we
call it,
don't.
we just call it that.
We just call it
According to you,
highway.
the Alan Bousquet Highway
Tony,
and
when
this highway.
we used to drive from, I used to drive from Massachusetts to New York City. Okay,
that is highway.
we drove for 4 hours. You can't see a house.
That's right.
Just road,
That's
road,
right, that's
road,
right.
road. No house to say you've seen a house on the side. Say, hey, nice house, huh? No. So we don't have highways.
I-95. West Didwet, unfortunately, it's innocent people paying the price for the reckless driving.
And I totally
So is the
agree
case.
with you.
Yeah. West Didwet, W-A-Z-E, whether Waze or WAZ, and some GPS devices will let you know where the cops and speed cameras
Yeah.
are.
Thanks for that, West
Yes,
Sidwet.
yes.
Yeah.
West Didwet, the speed limit in St. Lucia should be no more than 40 miles
It
per
should be
hour.
25.
Stop. Mhm.
Yeah.
Sammy Antoine, good morning. Sammy says road etiquette is almost non-existent
Oh, yeah, I
among
have
many
to agree.
drivers in St. Lucia. There's an urgent need for them to take the time to understand not just the rules, but the math of driving, the principles of speed, distance, and reaction time that directly affect safety. Knowing how long it takes to stop at certain speeds, the safe following distance, and the impact of acceleration in traffic are not just theory. They save lives.
Totally
A
agree.
clear message must also be sent about the blinding lights. Oh gosh, that's another one.
that's
what that one
Fog
is.
lights
I've
on
done that so
most
many
vehicles. Where is the reduced visibility due to fog, mist, etc. in St. Lucia or St. Lucians?
By the way, I was on the West Coast there on the weekend. It's improved a lot. I must
Oh,
admit,
good.
it's improved a lot, but still has some work to be done.
Okay.
Nonetheless, that stretch there in the cul-de-sac area, when you leave Massey, going up to Buckeye, I don't know why they
Still
can't.
bad.
Yeah, at least to grade the road, do something.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still
And
bad,
dust like crazy in that place.
I
Dust
wonder
like
what's up
crazy.
with there, for
I don't
real.
know why it's taking that long just to fix that stretch there.
I'm not sure either.
When else have you been there? You haven't been in a while?
Maybe 2 months ago.
Okay,
That's
well,
immense already.
that stretch there
And I
from
remember it being really
from
bad.
Massey is bad. It's bad.
Still that way?
Yeah.
Sheesh me.
So you're asking me how when I say I've been was it?
Well, I know the answer.
Well, he knows that
I
you're
know the
always
answer already.
going around like.
The answer would be always me, huh?
I wonder why it's taking so long though.
That's right. Yeah. What's
like
going on
what's
in
really
that
going
area
on in
there?
that area?
Yeah.
Now I see they've done most of the Millennium Highway already, but when you get to the roundabout at Bannon's there, that is I shouldn't say it's a mess, but it's been like that for a while. It's not
I
like
wonder what's happening.
motorable. It's just a whole bunch of potholes. Just next to each other. Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. That's what it is. Why is
And
it
the
taking that
vehicles keep
long?
taking the hit, right?
Yeah, why is it taking that long to finish the road?
Yeah.
I'm not sure either.
All right. Remember Clara Sammy. Clara says, good morning, Rev-Up family. Have a
Good
peaceful
morning,
Monday.
Clara.
Remember, it was, I
Sammy.
think, right, Friday, I think it was that, or maybe even before Friday, she said she lost a sister. Yeah, a sister of hers passed away. So just reminding folks. And speaking of a sister passing away, Andre, of course, we heard that Valen John,
Yes.
yeah, also passed
he
away.
passed.
That's
I
right.
guess we could talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. So, Drama Queen Augustine. Hi, Drama Queen. Good morning. She says,
Hey.
good morning, Rev-Up family.
Drama Queen.
Yeah.
Morning to you.
Al Anderson. The place is Marshall's. It's called Havana. In Marshall, sorry. Well, you put Marshall.
Yeah, Havana.
Havana.
Yes.
She Chubb. Hey, She Chubb. Good morning. She says,
Good
that's
morning,
a
She
joke,
Chubb.
Andre.
Good
Now, I'm
morning.
not sure what it was that she was referring to. That's a joke, Andre. Lucita Jean-Pierre says, everybody is there for a cut. And She Chubb came back and says, Andre, you know that's true. Again, not sure. And why Andre behaving so? Masab,
We're not sure what you're referring to.
Right. Nancy Graceland came right back and says, Andre, Calypso has never been like that for the past years. Too much political involvement this year.
When
She was referring to the heckling of
Yeah.
Kakao. So that's what she's saying.
Then She Chubb says, it is what proof you want. I think maybe for that part where you were referring to,
Maybe he should come out with some evidence and so on.
right.
If he has it.
so what is she saying?
It's like basically it's true. What proof you want still?
No, he says the point I was making that he says that they're political operatives, basically encouraging or egging on the 10 Pines, whoever, to heckle these people who are singing songs which are critical of the incumbent. I'm saying, where's the evidence for that?
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. The political operatives.
Right.
How does he know that? If you know, do they have a name or something? So, because anybody can just make that statement. Anybody just say that.
That's right.
It doesn't mean that it's true.
Boy, Andre, if time permits, I'll just give you a little heads up. Blau and myself had this long debate last night. Andre, long, just wasn't quitting. I said to him,
Who wasn't
again,
quitting? You're not quitting, or he wasn't quitting?
both of us in a sense, but more him, because I brought all the points.
That's
When-
Israel and Iran.
Just as bad or worse. When he was here with us Friday, Ezra 1,
Ezra.
he said that's the night, hurt it. And almost everybody said that song won on the night. So I said to him, there was all that controversy about, I guess we could probably discuss it, all that controversy about the boy being underage, but yet still, so do they let him compete? He went through all the stages.
Yes, he did.
Right. And when he reached the final, he realized he's 17 years old. He underage. But they say, well, okay, let him compete because he went through all the other stages.
All the other stages.
So my thing was, they ain't going to give him a win on the night because we would have an underage winner. That would go down in our history as a child won the an adult competition. He couldn't get that at all. But anyway, I guess if time permits, we could probably really look at it. Lorna Jules, hi Lorna. Lorna says, why aren't you all promoting the young lady from SJC? Her song should go up
Free
for
of
Road
Friday.
March.
That's the name of the song, Free of
Free of
Friday.
Friday.
I
Okay.
haven't heard it, but it's a great song. I mean, everybody's talking about it and sharing it on social media. And she performed exceptionally well, too.
I remember.
Is she part of the Junior Calypso?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I said earlier.
You don't have it.
There's no recording.
Right.
Well,
don't have
I
it.
think, I'm not sure for hers, though. I'll have to double check and talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. How do you pronounce that? E-L-L-E? Ellie? Jan Ellie?
Janelle?
No, it makes sense. It's Jan L. Okay, fine. Right. Jan, Jan by itself and E-L-L-E. So Jan L. All right. Thank you, Keena. Jan L says, tent is disgusting right now. That's what Janelle said. Catherine McPhee, not only the red shirt, Keena.
Oh, thanks, Catherine, for saying.
Yes, and she reiterated, so to speak, Calypso tent is disgusting these days.
Ouch.
Clara Sammy says, Kakal is one of us, but Xavier is hot, hot, hot.
So why is it disgusting?
What's happening with the heckling and everything of that stuff? That's what she's referring to.
But that doesn't make it disgusting. That's a very strong word to use.
Well, that's her view. I guess we just have to respect it and carry on.
Well, I respect it, but I don't agree to say that it's disgusting. I mean, there's so many good calypsos that is here.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good calypsos. So the one, two, maybe that may be a little controversial.
Mm-hmm.
You say it's disgusting.
No, she's referring to the heckling, what's happening with Kakal, and so that's what I think the individual is chiming in on, not the
She
songs.
said the calypso is, that's what she said.
Go
the
back
calypso
up again, let me see.
Calypso tent.
Yeah.
Disgusting these days.
Right.
The
So
tent.
a tent is a full.
That's right. Full cast
full
and everything.
cast.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I think she was maybe referring to what's happening with Kakal.
I think so too.
I think that's what she's referring to.
Yeah. All right. So, I read Clara. Clara says Kakal is one of us. The Xavier is hot, 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 hot. Right. Lawn Jules says, Callista St. Gis, I see you. Andre, that's a very, very, way back in the day, Callista. I don't know if you remember her, Callista St. Gis. Yeah. Callista, you tune into us? Let us know, man. Yeah. Callista. I think Callista, way back in the day, Andre, was interested in radio because she used to hang out at RCI when you were working there.
I remember her vaguely.
For sure. Yeah, man. And we became real cool, man. Real cool. Callista. So, Callista, if you're there, hey, what's up? Haven't seen you in ages. I suspect you're not in St. Lucia, though. All right. Jan L. All right. You all need to stop this bias. Why did they block people from commenting on the Queen show? Same forkery going on in tent. But y'all want to justify it. It's too much. They're overdoing it now.
Why did they block people from commenting on the Queen Show on live? I think if they block someone, some people can be really mean under the lives, you know, very, very, very mean, you know. And I don't think that. I mean, you're watching Queen Show. These individuals have, you know, done everything possible to get to that stage, and to be under that live being just mean spirited, I don't think it's warranted.
All right. Lauren Jewell says Calypso should be a commentary of societal issues, no matter which government is in power, like Chalk does. She Chubb says it is true. Jan L says, Andre, you should come to tent and see for yourself. Catherine McPhee says it's all politicized now and lost credibility. Juliet Ogie says, you know it's true. She Chubb, Andre just doing as though he naive. SMF H. Sammy Antoine says, hasn't Calypso long been a powerful voice for the people historically? It served as a fearless form of social and political commentary, a lyrical platform through which artists held leaders accountable, challenged corruption, and gave voice to, read more, to the voiceless. Calypso was never meant to appease power, but to question it. It is confusing and disheartening when some now use the art form selectively or in alignment with political convenience rather than upholding its rich tradition of truth-telling and resistance. Kingsley Armstrong says, Andre, Timothy is being biased and very political. Lord help me, in the past has gotten his fair share. Morgie and Bingo in the past has sang against the SLP. Where was Tim then? Selective memory.
Brother Kingsley. Yes, I.
Yes, sir. Nancy Graceland says, exactly. Lucita Jean-Pierre says, some Lucians are hypocrites. I don't even want to say anything. They seen the things are wrong and they will say it right. Ma'am. Catherine McPhee says, in the past. Lauren Jules says, Ashanti is an icon in Calypso commentary. She Chubb says, I agree with Honorable Kamala. Lucita says she is a no-nonsense prime minister. Nancy Graceland says, that's when Calypso was fun. Peacemaker says, good morning to my brothers and sister Keena. Jersey, meaning New Jersey, in the house, doing laundry, can't stay, but watching the listening. Love to everyone, I guess watching and listening. Love to everyone who is watching and and listening.
Good morning,
You have 60 seconds, Tony?
Yeah, boy, that's the thing. Marlon Gill, Andre, I am the one who tried to make a move in the 1980s. Valerie Albert did a write-up in the Voice newspaper.
Yeah,
Wendy
I remember him. Yeah.
Wendy Franklin says this. Good day. That's not the responsibility of the mother. The mother takes care of the father needs all year round. You guys have a blessed, wonderful day and a productive week.
Thank you, Andy.
All right. Clara says, we are in the last days. Perilous times are here. Our redemption draweth night. What night? N-I-G.
Well, yeah, because I mean, this thing can't continue like this. The earth cannot continue the way and the trajectory that it's taking right now. I mean, when we get to the point where taking a child's life means nothing,
I know.
it means nothing.
Let me just
To
do this last one.
slaughter innocent children. Something is wrong. This world can't be going in the right direction at all. And you know, the thing about it, like, people just beginning to accept this as normal behavior. You're just taking people out, just murdering people like it's no big deal. Something is wrong.
Just quickly, this last one.
I hear you, I hear you.
Yeah,
I agree.
This last
totally
one,
agree with
Nancy
what you're
Graceland says, Andre, I will pray for Tony to stop drinking myself. I know he's not an alcoholic, but he has a special glow when he does drink. Find it strange, no shades today. Nancy, the shades thing is a little fun thing for me. I ain't putting on shades to hide my eyes or not like that. It's just a little fun.
He just messes around.
Yeah. Different vibes, different, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So thank you all so much to everyone who chimed in, both on WhatsApp and our Facebook platform. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. And we read all Tony, as many as we can, right?
That's right.
Yeah, because
That's
we have limited time. So, Keena, what do you have coming up on the show today?
Our very own Julian Alfred smashed a 31-year-old record meet over the weekend, clocking in 10.75 seconds in the 100 meters. Also, Donald Trump, President of the United States, says it's possible that the United States could become involved in the escalating tensions between Israel and Iran. He did say that. The Rev-Up Slu News with Andre Paul. Riddle of the day, Wanted Wonder, Hit of the Day. And as well, Safe Streets, Strong Communities. Today I'm focusing on the stolen goods, which is also a silent crime happening in the background in St. Lucia. The black market that fuels our streets when stolen goods are then, sold. And in Canada, an airline there it says demand is dropping for United States travel and why more passengers are now choosing Caribbean destinations. That and more all on the way as well.
Alrighty, so that's coming up with Keena. She'll be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, folks, today is Monday. It's the 16th of June. So that means it's going to be time for Tony to do his thing on Rev Up the Homegrown this evening from 6 until 7. And, of course, preceding that, we have Zen the DJ from 3 this afternoon until 6 with Afternoon Overdrive. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for chiming in. We certainly do appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to listen to us and also to send us the messages. It's all about the democracy, and no problem. We read it as it is. It's just that not everything you say we will. Well, most of me, I have to agree with what you're saying. All right, but that's cool. We're all entitled to our opinion and so on. No problem. So have yourself a nice day for Keena and Tony.
Andre.
Thank you very much.
All
6
right.
o'clock this evening, I'll be on hand.
That's right, for Rev Up the Homegrown. Take care. Have a nice day. Tomorrow morning, God willing, you can check me out same time. I'll be here from 5 o'clock in the morning until 11 for another show on Rev Up St. Lucia. All right, bye-bye.
Rev